I had the privilege of meeting Dr. Frisca Yango when I joined the faculty at UCLA. Dr. Yan-Go, or Friska as she asked us to call her, became the director of the UCLA Sleep Disorder Center in 1988. She was a pioneer in clinical sleep medicine when few people even knew the specialty existed. Friska was a model academic clinician and showed us the value of the clinician in clinical research. She developed collaborations with researchers across departments and across schools. Partnerships that continue to flourish today and contribute to our understanding of the impact of sleep disorders on brain structure, function, and autonomic control. For all of Friska's academic accomplishments, what we will remember most and miss most about her is her kindness, compassion, and empathy. Friska was tough, and she was a fighter. She always stood up for what was right and was a fierce advocate, not just for her patients, but for her staff and her colleagues as well. Friska's commitment to the advancement of sleep medicine and her generosity continue to live on. A lectureship established in her name is a time that we all cherish and an opportunity for researchers and clinicians from across the world to meet, to share knowledge, and to advance the field of sleep medicine. It's also an opportunity for us to celebrate her inspiration. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to lend my voice in the APSS 2021 Remembrance of Dr. Richard Allen. In honor of Richard as the penultimate academic, I must refer to the latest definition of the, quote, ideal mentor, operationalized in the 2019 report commissioned by the National Academy of Science, Medicine, and Engineering. It defines the ultimate mentor as a professional working alliance in which individuals work together over time to support the personal and professional growth, development, and success of the relational partners through the provision of career and psychosocial support. In proudly recalling my professional journey with Richard that started back in 2004 when he and Christopher Early recruited me as their first fellow in sleep to work with them in the Center for RLS. I can unequivocally say that Richard represented all of the elements of that aforementioned definition. Richard was both content mentor, process mentor, career sponsor, and life coach. His intellectual contribution goes without saying, but I am so honored to be among the host of students, mentees, and researchers that have also been benefactors of Richard's legacy. So, to Richard, you are so missed, my friend, but will never be forgotten.
When Rosalind Cartwright died in January of this year at the age of 98, the sleep field lost one of its most influential and creative scientists and clinicians, and many of us lost an inspirational colleague, mentor, and friend. I met Dr. Cartwright at my very first sleep conference in 1992, not knowing that just 2 years later, I would begin my MD-PhD training in her department at Rush University Medical Center, where she served as chairman, yep, that was her title, in the Department of Psychology from 1977 to 2008. I feel incredibly lucky to have known this extraordinary person for 3 decades and to have the opportunity to celebrate her and share some of her accomplishments with you. Dr. Cartwright embodied the multidisciplinary nature of sleep. Her career encompassed a broad range of domains, from psychology to physiology to medicine to education to leadership to forensics, and she left an indelible mark in each of these areas. Dr. Cartwright received her bachelor's and master's degrees at the University of Toronto and went on to earn a PhD in psychology from Cornell University, where she distinguished herself by characterizing a method for measuring empathy, which she defined as an individual's capacity to accurately perceive things from another person's point of view. Her first faculty appointment was a teaching post at Mount Holyoke, but then she moved to the University of Chicago, where she focused on psychotherapy research. Dr. Cartwright left the U of C to become director of psychology at the University of Illinois College of Medicine, where she set up her first sleep research lab and embarked on research examining the relationship between REM sleep, dreaming, and mood regulation. She remained intensely interested in how dreams at night influenced our waking thoughts, moods, and behaviors for the remainder of her career. In 1977, she moved to Rush, where she established one of the nation's first clinical sleep disorder centers. She became board certified in sleep medicine in 1980, and her research expanded to include studies of the diagnosis and treatment of sleep disorders. If we examine her body of work, knowing her first scientific area was empathy, it adds an interesting context. She published several studies of treatments for sleep apnea other than CPAP, for example, tongue-retaining devices and body positioning, perhaps demonstrating her empathy towards people who couldn't tolerate early CPAP machines. She also studied marital satisfaction and mood in women married to men with untreated sleep apnea. Cartwright was also an expert in parasomnias and gained notoriety by serving as an expert witness in cases where crimes were allegedly committed when the accused was sleepwalking or experiencing a confusional arousal. I hope I have conveyed what an important impact Dr. Cartwright had on the field of sleep. She will be remembered as a strong leader, an inspiration to women working in fields dominated by men, a true patient advocate, and a curious and innovative scientist. And I remain grateful for her influence on my career.